Hiya. Hope you're well. Friday, the 13th, December 2024. Hope you're well. I know the lighting's weird. I'm struggling finding a nice, common lighting place. As I mentioned before a few videos ago, when the winter time hits around here, it's dark. It gets dark early. I'm in a room that's full of windows. It just doesn't make any difference. So when the mood strikes me to make a video, I make the video, and it's not always a good lighting situation. In fact, it's hardly ever a good lighting situation, but I know it looks like I'm camping. I'm out in the wilderness right now. I know it looks like Blair Witch Project here, but it is what it is. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go full Blair Witch and go like this. I need some snot dripping out of my nose. Yeah, I'll skip that. Who needs that? I know you guys don't. Too late, but I'll keep it limited. I won't do that the whole video because I do like to frighten you guys, but I don't want to give you heart attacks either. So let's just keep it at that. I'm going to talk about today my favorite, my favorite Christmas movies. I'm not going to say that they are the best because obviously that would be an opinion. It's all relative, right? But these are my personal favorite Christmas movies. I tried to come up with 10. I couldn't even do that. I mean, I could rate 10 movies, but I wanted to come up with at least 10 movies, Christmas movies that I enjoy watching. And I could only come up with nine. There are some that are fine. It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, Scrooge, all of the classics, but I don't give a shit about those movies. I'm sorry, I don't care. I know people rewatch them every year at Christmas time and Thanksgiving, but for the most part, I can't stand the holidays. They annoy and irritate me. I think it's just each passing year, the holidays become more of an unbearable parade of consumerism and empty-headed cash grabbing. And the older I get, the more disgusted I am with it. I fucking hate the holiday season. I really do. And holiday movies just reinvigorate my hatred for it. So I'm not a big Christmas movie fan. I'm not a big holidays person. A couple weeks before Thanksgiving starts, I start dreading everything. Okay, I just cannot stand the extra stress and the extra anxiety that goes into the holiday season. And we all feel it. You all know what I'm talking about. And I don't like movies that illustrate this. These movies that come out about Christmas, it's like some other netherworld, some alien world that I've never visited, where everyone's happy and everyone loves spending money and families are happy together. What the fuck? What world are you living in? You know what I'm talking about. The vast majority of us, the thought of hanging out with our families is a horrific experience, a horrific thought. None of us want it. The idea that my entire family is going to be in the same room together, exchanging gifts. I mean, it's a living, walking nightmare. So most of us feel this way. Add that on top of my already existing hatred of the holiday season, and you get my complete and utter disdain for most holiday movies. I can't stand them. I don't like them. I think they're bullshit, and that's all there is to it. There are a number of Christmas movies, though, that I enjoy. And pretty much all of them are at least some sort of commentary about how Christmas sucks or how it's trying to debunk the perceived facade of happiness during the holidays. I like those kind of holiday movies. Those are the ones I enjoy. I'm a dark, twisted bastard, so those are the types of Christmas movies I enjoy, dark and twisted. Doesn't mean I like dark and twisted movies across the board, although I do tend to favor those. It is what it is. These are my favorite Christmas movies. And again, I tried to come up with 10. I could only come up with nine. Yeah, I'll watch It's a Wonderful Life, whatever. It's fine. I love Jimmy Stewart. I think he's one of the greatest actors that has ever walked this earth. So any excuse to watch a movie with Jimmy Stewart, I'm there. I am down with that and I will do it every time. I love Jimmy Stewart. He's amazing. But for the most part, I want nothing to do with holiday movies, except this batch. I do very much enjoy these movies I'm about to talk about. And Yeah, I think I've described why I don't appreciate the holiday movies. Like you're not going to see any Christmas Vacation on this. I do want to preface this video and my choices by talking about movies I think are insanely overrated, like Christmas Vacation. Really? We like this movie? We think this movie's funny? No, no. I love the original Vacation. I love Chevy Chase. I love Harold Ramis. He directed it. The first Vacation is one of my all-time favorite comedies, just one of my all-time favorite movies, period. But every other vacation has just been garbage. I'm sorry, but I don't get it. And Christmas Vacation, it seems like everyone loves Christmas Vacation. No, no. Elf, the Will Ferrell Elf, no, I don't get it. I've tried watching it a few times. I love Will Ferrell. Artie Lang is in it. I love Artie. I do not love that movie. So I just feel like there are certain movies that tap into this blatant sheep mentality, consumerism, and those movies would count in that facade of fake happiness. I know they have some darkness to them, but they're pretty much G-rated Disney fodder. And I don't really want anything to do with those stupid movies. I don't think they're funny. I don't think they're interesting, and fuck those movies. But these movies I enjoy. Again, these are just my favorites. What are your favorites? Feel free to mention what if you love Miracle on 34th Street, put that in here. Let me know. I would love to know what other people's favorites are because even though I am a dirty, non-believing atheist bastard, I do like some Christmas movies. I'm not completely immune, I do like tiny little vignettes of the holiday season, little bits here and there when it comes to artistic expression, when it comes to the holidays. Just for the most part, I don't give a shit. I don't care. And I patiently wait for the entire experience to be over with. New Year, come to me. Please come to me. Let's get to the movies. I'm going to pan down here because you don't need to see my face for God knows how long. Here we go. We're going to look at the movies now and my dick. So enjoy. This would be, I guess, my number nine choice. This is probably a pretty easy and obvious one, but Scrooged. I don't love this movie. I think it has its issues, like most Christmas movies do, but because this man stars in this movie, I think it works. And his surrounding character actors around him make it work too. Like Carol Kane is really good, Bobcat Goldthwait's really good. His brother is in this, Brian Doyle Murray. Um, Buster Poindexter. God, what's his name? The New York Dolls guy. What is his name? Oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me. But anyway, David Johansen. David Johansen. I knew it would come to me. Richard Donner directs it, who definitely has been known to direct some pretty damn good movies. This is a good movie. It's funny. I think the first 90 minutes of it are really good. Just 90 minutes of Bill Murray being a contemptible bastard. Oh, Karen Allen's in this too. God, I forgot about Karen Allen. She is great. But yeah, the first 90 minutes is pretty wonderful. It's just Bill Murray being a complete prick. And then the last 15 minutes are, in my opinion, the least interesting, where he finds redemption and it's all happy and everyone's singing and dancing and whatever. But I think the movie does a good job of identifying and illustrating the repugnant advertising that goes on during the holiday season. I think it does a really good job of capturing that. Bill Murray hates it. And I'll just go ahead and say it. I empathize with this character. I really do. He finds his redemption at the end. Okay, blah blah, whatever. You got to have the happy ending, but I think this movie is more about him and in modern times, the way it's commercialized, watching him hate that entire experience. This movie's not modern. I mean, it's what, 36 years? Came out in 1988. So yeah, 36 years ago. But it holds up today because of that. And I think it gives it a lot of staying power. And it's aged pretty well because of it, I think. This is the 4K release, obviously. And yeah, Scrooge. And this looks good, by the way, on the old OLED, 4K OLED. I know I've talked about it a million times before. That's the way to watch your movies. Scrooge would be my number nine. All right, get out of here. Now, here's where my choices get more interesting, I think. I'm putting this at number eight, Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is a fun movie. This is a movie about a dude dressed up as Santa Claus axing people to death. Now, you can take that however you want. I take it as a bunch of rousing fun. I enjoy this movie. I think it's fun. It literally is Saint Nick slashing his way through everyone's holiday hopes and dreams. I think it's funny. I think it's necessary for those of us who don't give a single shit about the holidays. And it's pretty well done. I mean, it's a slasher flick, but it's pretty, it's pretty repugnant. It's pretty violent. It doesn't really care about anybody else trying to enjoy the holiday season. It just cuts them down and laughs in their face and pisses on their hopes and dreams. I think it's funny and I enjoy it. Silent Night, Deadly Night. And this 4K just came out this week. In fact, getting this kind of prompted me to do this video. I would highly recommend you see this if you haven't. If you don't have a strong stomach, obviously, I would not recommend you get this, but I think it's fun. For those of you who are cynical about the holiday season, this is a pretty good one to watch. That's number eight. Another one in that vein, number seven, Black Christmas, the 4K release. This is actually a pretty damn good movie. Margot Kidder is in this. And Cara Delia, or Cara Delia, however you say his name, the dude from 2001, the main character, the one who becomes the star baby. He's in this. And look at all these bonus features you get. It's loaded. This is a pretty damn good movie. This came out 50 years ago now, 1974. This was written and directed by Larry Clark, who has another movie on my Christmas list. I probably just gave that one away. You film aficionados are going to know what I'm talking about. Obviously, Larry Clark had a penchant for Christmas movies, but this is good, man. I think this deserves a reevaluation in our in our journalistic discourse as we relook at movies that are decades old. This is a pretty damn good movie. I saw this, for the first time back in the 80s at some point, and I remember thinking, man, this is pretty good. It actually is well made. It's got an interesting story. It is a slasher, but I think it is a Christmas movie, obviously too. But I think it holds its own as one of the original slasher movies. This kind of predated a lot of it. This came out the same year or wait, no, year after, maybe a year after Texas Chainsaw Massacre, around that same time. But it was one of the first, and it's good, and it's got humor inflected in it, and it's just it's a good testament to how movies used to be made. This is as politically incorrect as you can possibly get. But at that time, there was no political correctness. He just told a story, and you either accepted it or rejected it the way art should be still viewed and accepted or rejected, in my view. But we have a lot of other agendas in our society dampening our experience with film. But, this film came out at a time where that didn't exist, and I'm glad of it because this is a good movie. It's aged very well. Black Christmas. Check it out if you haven't seen it. This is a new release I'm happy to put on here, and this is the fun of Christmas movies, right? Is that the movie can have an overt Christmas theme, or it doesn't have to have an overt Christmas theme. This movie simply takes place through the holidays, but that counts. In my view, that counts. And a couple more movies I have on my list will definitely be those types of movies where they're not overt Christmas movies, like Home Alone or something, a movie that I don't really like personally. The Holdovers. This just came out last year. This has quickly become one of my favorite movies. This is a fantastic fucking movie. This is the Blu-ray. In fact, I think the 4K hasn't come out yet. I think maybe it comes out next week or something. I don't know that I'm going to pick up the 4K. I don't know if it's that important. This one looks pretty damn good. Most modern 4K players too, they'll upscale your Blu-rays and make them look really nice, make them look really sharp. This one looks really sharp, but this is a fantastic movie. Love this movie. Excellent Christmas movie. Um, this, of course, is by Alexander Payne, who's one of my favorite directors. He's directed movies like Election and Nebraska and About Schmidt, and my personal favorite Alexander Payne movie, Sideways. This guy is a seriously, he did The Descendants, which was a great movie. This guy is one of my favorite directors that is currently directing today. He's one of those few filmmakers that kind of bucks the current Hollywood system and makes the movies he wants to make. He's become sort of an untouchable, not in the Scorsese level, but he's one of those guys who gets money to make really good movies that aren't superhero and action movies. And thank Christ for it. This guy is a great writer and great director. This is a fantastic fucking movie. And we can add this into the new holiday movie canon, The Holdovers. And one of our greatest actors right here, Paul Giamatti. How fucking good is this guy? God, man. I love him. He's absolutely one of my favorite actors of all time. It doesn't matter what he's in. He is always wonderful. Just a brilliant actor. Great movie. If you've somehow not seen this, check this out. There's no better time to see it now, too, because it's the Christmas season. Check this out. Great movie, The Holdovers. My number six, right? Is that my number six? Yeah. All right. My number five is a movie that you might not think would be a holiday movie, but I'm saying that it is. Die Hard, right? Sure, it's an action movie. It's Bruce Willis running around saying stupid shit, but this is one of the greatest action movies of all time, and it's set during the holidays. It's a Christmas movie. It totally is. They're Nakatomi Plaza. They're having their Christmas party. You get to hear Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis, which is one of the greatest Christmas songs of all time. Die Hard, man. What a great movie this is. And now that I think about it, I haven't watched this since last Christmas, so I will probably be popping this into the old 4K player. This 4K looks great, by the way. Wonderful 4K presentation. I would highly recommend this to anybody who buys 4K discs. Die Hard. One of the greatest holiday movies and action movies, directed by John McTiernan, who also brought us Predator. The guy definitely knew how to make an action movie. Die Hard, my number five holiday movie. Love this movie. And yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Whatever, you can disagree with me, but yeah, I'm watching this over It's a Wonderful Life 10 times out of 10, my friend. Miracle on 34th Street can go take a seat. Miracle on 34th Street can go up to Miracle on 48th Street and leave me alone because I'm watching Die Hard. Number five. All right. Here's another one of those types of movies too. It's not an overt holiday Christmas movie, but it is set during the holidays, and it's a wonderful movie, Trading Places. This is in my top 100 comedy list. If you read that on my website, I think it's in the top 10, actually. I think I put it at that high, and it deserves it. Directed by the great John Landis. In my opinion, his greatest movie. American Werewolf in London would be a close second, but this is his best movie, I think. This is a beautiful, fucking hilarious movie. Great performances from everybody, especially these two. And it's a Christmas movie. It's set during Christmas. You even get Dan Aykroyd dressing up as Santa. The whole thing takes place during the holidays. And my God, what a great movie, man. Again, if you've somehow never seen this, man, what are you waiting for? Go treat yourself. This is the time of year to watch this. One of the greatest comedies of all time set during Christmas time. Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis, Denholm Elliott, Al Franken, Paul Gleason. It is a fucking great movie, man. The comedies just simply do not get any better than this. They don't. Two of the heavyweights in their prime with John Landis. I mean, come on. You can't get any better than this. This is a fucking great movie. My number four for a holiday movie, right? Four, yeah. This is absolutely way up there. These top three all kind of are interchangeable in some ways, and I think what I was describing before in terms of my cynicism during the holidays, I think that will ring true with my top three here. My number three is this Gremlins. This is one of several versions I have. I know I have this on 4K, I just didn't have it readily available. Gremlins. This is a really key moment, I think, for multiple reasons. But those of you who don't know the history of this, this is one of the movies that prompted the PG-13 rating. This was rated PG in 1984 when it was released. And this, along with movies like Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones, prompted the PG-13 rating because this movie was so dark and so violent, and also was just a straight up source of debunking Santa Claus as being a reality. I think this movie scared not only children but parents too. And good. As a 12-year-old boy, when I saw this, I fucking loved it. This instantly became one of my favorite movies. Obviously, I was a cynical little bastard even back then. This is a great movie. It's so funny. It's really dark and it doesn't give a single shit about what you think about Christmas. It actually has a open disdain for people who love to consume and love the holidays. It doesn't give a shit. Like I said, it goes to the length of saying that Santa Claus doesn't exist. I mean, these types of movies absolutely positively would not get made today. And that is definitely one of the reasons I celebrate it now, 40 years after its release. But this movie has lost none of its power as just as a film within itself, but as a Christmas movie, one of the best. Again, it's really funny. It is a horror movie in its own way, but I think what Joe Dante does so well or did so well, Joe Dante doesn't he's probably not allowed to make movies anymore, but what he did so well is he made, like old school Looney Tune movies. His movies were really funny and tons of slapstick, but they were also very dark. They were made for all audiences of all ages, not just for kids and not just really for adults, but for all ages, for all human beings to watch and enjoy. And that means that there's going to be darkness. He didn't shy away from that. And Gremlins has all of that. It's a straight up comedy, it's a straight up horror movie, it's a holiday movie, it's a Christmas movie, it's all these things and it all works. And this is a brilliant movie. This is one of my favorite movies, period. Not just holiday movies, but all around favorite movies. Gremlins. You know you love it. You know you want to go watch this again. It's Christmas time. Go watch Gremlins, man. Here it is. What a great fucking movie. We all love this movie, I think, right? All right, we're coming to the two heavyweights. This is my number two. And you're going to figure out what my number one is soon enough, but I'm sure most of you already know what it is because of what I said about Black Christmas. But hey, whatever. Some of you might not have a clue. This is my number two. This is a beautiful movie, Bad Santa. I think I don't know if have people seen this? Have enough people seen this? I don't know. As a Christmas movie, this does a beautiful job of being funny and being poignant and being disgusting and all those things that I love about a comedy. And it's a Christmas movie. I think the performances are fabulous, and I think more than anything, the writing and the directing, Terry Zwigoff, are fantastic. And unfortunately, Terry Zwigoff has not made a lot of movies. I wish he did get an opportunity to make more. He also did the Crumb documentary, which I think is the greatest documentary ever made. And I mean every word of that. I think it's absolutely brilliant. He also did Ghost World, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Ghost World is a beautiful piece of work, and Bad Santa is a beautiful piece of work. This movie is fucking hilarious. There's not a bad moment in this movie. And again, those of you with the darker side of a sense of humor and you're cynical about the holidays, but you still have a warm heart beating in your chest, Christmas movies don't get much better than this. And you do get the unrated version and the director's cut. I prefer the director's cut. This is one of those movies like Blade Runner where Terry Zwigoff, he directed his movie and delivered it, but the movie studio didn't like it. They thought it was too mean-spirited. They thought it needed a voiceover and narration. They just kind of ruined it. That version is here, but Zwigoff's original version without the narration, without some of the more raunchy scenes, actually, Zwigoff's version is actually shorter than the unrated and theatrical cuts. Zweigoff's version is the best version, in my opinion. He cuts out all the fluff, he takes out the narration, and he presents the movie the way he wanted it seen, which is beautiful. His version is great. It's the best version. But you get both versions here. You do get them both. Bad Santa. What a great movie. So funny. Love watching this. I definitely will be watching this soon, as I do every Christmas time. Really, 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 really good. Love this movie. And my number one, and this is as nostalgic and well, this is as nostalgic as I get, and this is going to be the most obvious choice on the whole list. And I do think it needs to be at number one, Christmas Story. Now, this is a movie that will cover all bases. Are you cynical about Christmas? You'll still love this movie. Do you love Christmas? You'll still love this movie. This is a Christmas movie for all. It is about all those things. And you have to keep in mind too, I was 10 or 11 when this movie came out, and the same age as Ralphie here. So when you're growing up in a household that's kind of similar to Ralphie's, I won't lie, it kind of reminded me of my own family a little bit. And you're the same age as this Ralphie. He's the hero of the movie. This movie, as a little boy at least, and in my case, it had a lot of meaning, and it still continues to have a ton of meaning even to this day, 40 plus years later. This is a really wonderful movie, and I have a feeling most of you have seen this. This is just one of my favorite comedies of all time. Absolutely my favorite Christmas movie. I think this is generically the most accessible Christmas movie for all types of moods and attitudes when it comes to Christmas. Again, I think for people like me who are patiently waiting for the holiday season to be over, I think you still love this movie because it's pretty dark. It does have its dark moments, but in the end, it's about family coming together and kind of persevering through tough times. It's about goofy family members doing goofy shit. It's about misbehaving and getting punished for it. It's about sticking through to the end and being rewarded for it. It is a great all around movie. This is my number one Christmas movie. Also directed by Larry Clark, the man who gave us Black Christmas. Larry Clark also, his other big movie was Porky's, which to this day I've never understood the popularity of that movie. I never thought it was funny when I was younger. I still don't think it's funny. I've tried to like that movie. I don't get it. Porky's is, yeah, it's a lot of flab. It is very porky for sure. I have never understood the appeal of that movie. I guess I kind of do. It's popular in the way that Animal House is popular, I guess. But I don't like those kinds of movies where it's just a bunch of bullies and reprobates doing things that nobody likes, and they're completely unlikable. They're totally irredeemable. It's like a bunch of hateful pricks doing stupid shit for 90 minutes and then it's over. I don't get it. This movie, though, you love everybody. You love Ralphie, you love his brother, you love his parents. You care about everybody, and that's important when you're making a movie. You have to have some modicum of caring for the characters. And I think this is the movie that Larry Clark made right after Porky's. Maybe he did do Porky's 2, like Porky's Revenge, I think it was called. I think he did that the same year he did this. So it was a big year for him. He made a couple of movies in 1983. But this is the quintessential Christmas movie in my opinion. Christmas Story. You know you're going to watch this. You know you are. Great movie. Really funny. Really fucking funny. There's not a bad moment in this movie. The way it's filmed, the cinematography, the humor, it's perfect. This is a wonderful Christmas movie. My all-time favorite holiday movie, Christmas Story. And there you go. My top 9 Christmas movies. I hope you have a nice holiday. I'll probably be back to make another video. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed this one though. If I don't see you by Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. Later.